I haven't made a video in over a year now. I guess I have made videos, but I always get stuck in the editing process, and I think usually it's because I'm trying to do too much. I tried to make a video about the 365 movies that I watched last year, and that was just like, I got so bogged down in the editing process and wanting to make it like a big production that I stopped working on it eventually, and I don't want to do that. I've had an urge the last couple weeks to make another video, so I'm trying to go with something simple today, just to see if I can get the ball rolling again, because I would love to actually have a YouTube channel, whether or not people watch it, but just somewhere to put my thoughts and be able to like look back and see what I was interested in and what I was working on, and the books and movies that I was reading and watching. And so today I would like to put out into the ether the books that I would like to read before the end of the year. I think I'm at 51 books for the year so far, and last year I read 52. And I never thought that I was gonna read that many books again. So I'm excited that I've read so many, but I have a couple that I want to finish. And so I thought making a video about it would be like a little bit of accountability, even if it's just in my head of like knowing that I put it out into the universe somewhere. So first, 2 books that I need to read before certain dates. I have Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh. I read My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which I really enjoyed by her. Enjoyed is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. I would like to read this before the movie comes out. I think, as I've talked about before, I'm not a huge, I think movies and TV can be just as important as books, and I'm not a big I have to read the book before I watch the movie person, but I really do like making comparisons and just seeing how they had to change things in order to make it in film format. So this I need to read before December 1st is when they start playing it in LA, I believe. For December 8th, I would like to finish Poor Things by Alasdair Gray. My best friend read this, and this is like her #1 look forward to movie of the year. I'm very excited to see it. I've been pretty hit or miss on Yorgos Lanthimos's films in the past, but I love The Favorite with Emma Stone, and I'm hoping that I will like this one as well. It just looks so odd and very fitting of Yorgos's style and general proclivities, and my best friend absolutely loved this book and is very excited for me to read it. She said that I will mark the shit out of it, so I'm looking forward to that I need to finish before December 8th. And then 2 series I would like to finish before the end of the year, just for my completionist brain to have done. I reread The Summer I Turned Pretty series this year. I got these new copies. I have the 2010s, just really bad covers copies. And so I went through and I marked all of these up. And so I have one more I need to finish. We'll Always Have Summer, which is the very last book in the series. And the TV show should be coming out this next summer. Obviously, it will be a little bit dependent on how far back the strikes pushed it. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how they finish the series off. I've read the books about a bajillion times and they mean so much to me. But yeah, I need to finish this one and mark it up. This one will only take me a day, if that, to finish it. The other series I need to finish is the Harry Potter series. This year I watched them and am reading them for the very first time. I'm 26 years old, but I wasn't allowed to watch them and read them growing up. And so I'm finally I keep telling everyone I'm healing my inner religiously traumatized child by finally getting into this story. And I have the very last 2. I have Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows. I do have the paperback copies of these now. I read the first, I think 4 before I decided to buy them. I bought them secondhand, but I have been listening to them. I'm not a big audiobook person, but I felt like there was something about listening to them for the first time that I wanted to do, since most people grew up hearing them the first time as their parents read them to them. And so I have been listening to them, and so these 2 will probably be the last of the year for me to read, because I can listen to them when I travel back home to Indiana for the holidays, and then I don't have to take books with me or anything. So these will probably be the last two to take care of. So those are the books I would like to finish before the end of the year. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have so many other books that I would love to read before the end of the year, just out of being excited to read them. As you can see, I have a large library to choose from, and next year I should probably instate a book buying ban of some sorts to try to get through all the ones I haven't read, which is this whole shelf, and this whole shelf, most of this shelf, and this shelf. The ones I've actually read are up there. It's really bad. So maybe I should do that next year. But that's next year. Today I went to Barnes & Noble. So I thought we could also do a little bit of a book haul. Despite the fact that I just showed you a bunch of YA books that I was reading, I'm not a big YA reader now, and I'm also not a romance novel person, so I'm not quite sure why I picked this out. But I've heard so many great things about Better Than the Movies by Lynn, and since I'm such a big movies person and I do love rom-coms, I just couldn't resist this. And this should also be a short read, and it should just be fun. And I don't read a lot of fun books. I read a lot of really like serious, downer, dramatic books and classics. And so for some reason this just caught my eye and I couldn't resist. So I bought this, and I'm thinking I probably will read this before the end of the year. I also got Acts of Desperation by Nolan, which has been on my list for a little bit. It just sounds like the kind of book that I generally like, and I read the first chapter or two in the store and really liked how she writes, and so I went for it, even though I've been trying to be better about not buying books that I don't know if I'm gonna want them in the end or not, but I did it. I also would like to say that to any authors out there, when I picked up Acts of Desperation, I was trying to decide if I wanted to buy it or not. I noticed short chapters. Each chapter is only like a page long. If you write me short chapters, I am so much more likely to buy your book and to pick it up immediately. And that's what I have to say about that. And then I got one book that I had never heard of before. This is called A History of Fear by Dumas. This was in the horror section, and I never heard of it, but I loved the title, and then I really liked the cover as well. The back sounded really interesting. The top says, Grayson Hale, the most infamous murder in Scotland, claimed the devil made him slaughter his classmate. And then it goes on, and it just caught my eye for some reason, and then the very beginning absolutely sold me. Very first line is, the devil is in Scotland. And then it goes on a bit to say, the devil found me at the dodgy end of Leith Walk, having lured me by use of guile and pretense of employment, the thing I needed more than anything. And I don't know, it just gripped me immediately. And so I'm hoping that this is good because I want to sink my teeth into it immediately. So those are the 3 books that I bought at Barnes & Noble today. But anyways, those are the books I want to finish before the end of the year, and my little book haul from today. And hopefully I'll make one of these again before too long, because I only filmed for 13 minutes, and maybe I'll actually finish this and post it.